Okay, so welcome to the second part of the tricks we are looking at. Okay, the possible tricks you can use to multiply any number by 5. Now, in this second video, we are going to be looking at decimal numbers. How do I multiply decimal numbers without using calculator? Without using calculator in very short time. Okay, in very short time. All right. Now, in the previous video, we looked at multiplying odd numbers and even numbers by 5 mentally without necessarily using any calculator. All right. Now, how do we multiply 5 multiplied by 26? 5 multiplied by 2.6. Sorry. So, very easy. So, as we just forget the decimal point. That's just the trick. Forget this decimal point and multiply. Then return the decimal point. That's the trick. So 5 multiplied by 2.6. We'll say 5 multiplied by 26. Then we bring back our one decimal place. So we'll say 5 multiplied by 26. Let's use the trick. We divide. We divide by 26. We divide 26 by 2. So we have 1. Okay. Then 3. Then we add 0. But because there's this decimal point, we bring one decimal point. So our answer is going to be 13.0, which is the same thing as 13. You can write it as 13.0, and 13.0 is the same thing as 13. Okay, now let's move on. Let's say 5 multiplied by 16.4. How do we do this? The same thing, forget the decimal point and multiply. So 164. We have 2 in 16, it gives us 8. Then 2 in 4, it gives us 2. Then we add 0. How many decimal places do we have here? 1. So we bring back that 1 decimal place. So our answer is going to be 82. Okay, now let's do for this also. 5 multiplied by 28.84. The same thing, forget the decimal point and apply the trick. Divide all through by 2 when multiplying by 5. So all right, so what do? We have 1, we have 4, that is 2 divided by 2 is 1, 2 divided by 8 is 4, 2 divided by 8 also is also 4, 2 divided by 4 is 2, then we add 0, okay? Then we bring back 2 decimal place because this is 2 decimal place. So we count 1, 2. So our answer is going to be 144.20 or 1.4.2. Okay, now in this case we have 0.5. So the same thing, forget the decimal point and multiply, then bring back your decimal point. So let's assume we are getting the decimal point around this. So this is ordinary 5 and this is 2.62. We are going to treat it as 262. Okay, so we divide by 2 since we are multiplying by 5. So we bring back the decimal place later. So what do we have? 1. Okay, 2 in 2 is 1, 2 in 6 is 3, 2 in 2 is 1, then we could include 0. How many decimal points do we have here? 1. How many decimal points do we have here? 2, making 3 decimal places altogether. So we have 1 decimal place here, 2 decimal places here, making 3 decimal places. So we bring 3 decimal places. 1, 2, 3. So our answer is going to be 1.310 or 1.31. Okay, so now we have 0.05, we have 3.15. The same thing, same trick. Forget the decimal point first, then multiply, then bring back the decimal point. So we say 5 multiplied by 315. So 5 multiplied by 315. Observe that this is odd. This is an odd number, as just like the first case we looked at. So 315. So the same thing, we divide by 2. 3 divided by 2 is 1. Remember 1. In 11, okay, in 11 is 5, still remaining 1. Instead of 15, we now say in 14. Don't forget, just like if you have not seen the first video, if you don't know why we are saying divided by 14, you watch the first video. So divided by, so there's a 1 left. So in 14, it's going to be what? It's going to be 7. So because it is odd, instead of 0, we put 5. So how many decimal points do we have here? We have 2 decimal places here, sorry. Then we have 2 decimal places here, making 4 decimal places. So we return 4 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So our point is going to be here. So it means our answer is going to be what? 0.1575. Now the last one that we have here. Now in this part, the same thing, forget all the decimal points and multiply. It's as easy as that. So now what do? We divide. So let's divide by 2 here. We have 6. Okay, 1 divided by 2 is 0. 14. Now in 14 divided by 2 is 7. Okay, then 7 divided by, instead of 7 we say 6 because it's even. We go back to the even number. This is odd, so we say 6 divided by 2, that is 3. Then we include 5 since this is odd. Okay, now we return the decimal point. How many decimal points do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, making 6 decimal. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 0 here, So our answer is going to be 0.060735. So that is that about Trix multiplying by 5 and its derivatives. So you can also look at further examples. You can even give yourself examples and try to check your answers with a calculator. So thank you.